YouTube pipe smokers, thanks for stopping by. So you read the title. Just got a few things I wanted to share with you. Got some cool antique store finds, a few new tobacco blends that I'm going to be trying. And it's been a while since I've been on, you know, with any other content besides a video response or a box opening. So figured I'd do some original content. A couple weeks ago, it was on a weekend, the weekend before my son went back to college. He and I had no plans on a Saturday, and my wife had plans with the girls, so we decided to hit up the Salamanca Antiques Mall, which is about an hour south of here. Huge, huge antiques co-op. Really neat place. Almost overwhelming. I think we spent 3 hours in there, and I don't think we hit the whole thing. There were little nooks and crannies all over the place. But I picked up some cool things. When you walk into this place, it's all display cases, and they're all numbered. And there's attendants walking around in blue vests. And if you want to take a look at something in one of the cases, you flag one of them down, and they'll open the case for you. You can take a look at it, and if you decide you want it, they'll take it up front for you, and they give you a number, and that number corresponds with a cubby that's up at the front desk. So they'll put the stuff in the front desk for you, or at the front desk for you. So we walk in the front door. Now my son is, he's a fashion major in New York City, so he was looking for totally different stuff than I was. He was looking for clothing, he was looking for shoes, he was looking for cool old glasses, which he came out with, some neat old belt buckles from the 70s that he found. He found some really neat stuff. I was there for pipe related memorabilia and stuff like that. 2 cases into the store, I find this really nice solid walnut pipe stand. It's one thing I don't have a lot of is pipe stands. This is my second one that I've ever owned. I've got most of my pipes in a wooden box on my dresser, in an old humidor, but so can display some of my pipes now. Walking through the store, I stumbled upon this beauty, which I did restore. I did a little restoration work on it. The stem was really oxidized, and the finish was very dull. But this is a bent poker, and I know it's hard to read, but this is a Fisher. Cool thing about Fisher, it's local to my area. Where I live in the suburbs of Buffalo, this is the store or the pipe shop was about in the next town over, and I'm getting tongue-tied here. The store was open, I believe, from the 1950s, and I believe they closed in 1978. I do have a tobacco jar, a countertop tobacco jar from the Fisher Pipe Company that I got from my stepdad, but I didn't have any Fisher pipes, and so that is my first one. And I know it's tough to see, there's a glare here, but what a beautiful, beautiful grain on this pipe. The only thing that I'm not happy with is that it's a double barrel, and I wonder if I can have that fixed and opened up. I can't even fit a pipe cleaner down these. I did clean the stem. I cleaned it thoroughly. I mean, this thing was pretty disgusting. Excuse me. But anyway, I think it came out pretty damn nice, and I'm happy to own it. Another thing I found, another pipe I found, get this in the stand here, was a 3-star Pipes by Lee. You can see there's still a little oxidation on the stem here, but I did not want to sand too much where the stars were. because they're hard enough to see as it is. Judging by the stars, and from what I've learned from Ethan, probably 1970s. They're 5-point stars. They're just pressed in into the stem. It's been knocked around. It's got a lot of damage on the around the rim of the bowl here, but to me it just adds character, you know. Again, I did restore this one, but it does have a really nice grain. It's got a lot of nice bird's eye on it, which is probably tough for you to see again with the glare. So again, we were walking through. Now I was kind of on a mission when we were walking through the. I saw a lot of Zippos. Oh my God, they had hundreds, if not thousands, of Zippos. And I was on the hunt for one for my birth year. I was born in 1975. I found 74s. I found 76s. I found Zippos from the 50s, from the 60s, newer Zippos, you name it. I could not find a 1975. So the hunt continues. But toward the end, excuse me, I came across a cabinet with railroad memorabilia in it. And I've seen these before, and you probably have too. I've seen them on other social media outlets. Dated railroad nails. And I don't know if this is going to come in backwards or not, but anyway, I got a couple from 1934. I've got a 1929 here, a 1935, and a 1944. There was probably 200 or 300. I just picked through and kind of just picked some cool dates. 44, I love anything from the World War II era. And then I just picked some of the older ones that I found. Some of these you can tell probably, you know, sat in a box somewhere in some shed at the railroad yard, but this one definitely was used. It's all janky, and that's a 1934. Anyway, what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to forge the tips into a scraper and turn them into tampers. Probably either wire wheel them, or I might sandblast them and then give them a heat treatment so that they don't rust. But pretty cool. I think I got them for $3 a piece, which, whatever. The guy, like I said, there was at least 100 of them in there. On to the tobaccos. I did visit the Tinderbox, which is another brick and mortar. I'm pretty sure they're part of the big chain Tinderbox. They didn't have any tin tobacco. They had some pipes, but they did have a lot of bulk tobacco. So I did get one of their house blends called Wilshire, which is pretty decent. It's an aromatic, but it's got Dark Fire Kentucky in it, which was really nice. I did have a bowl of that. And they also had straight up Perique. So I've got some Red Virginia ribbon that I got in a trade a while ago, and I got a lot of it. So I did make my own blend that I called Red Rum Cake. If you go back a few videos, you'll see. So I decided to revisit it. So the majority of this blend was Sutliff Red Virginia ribbon. I did have about an ounce of Amphora Virginia that I had. That was like the first tobacco that I have got when I started smoking a pipe. So I had some of that left. I ended up stoving it, which completely changed it, which for the good. I added that in here. I added some black unscented Cavendish and about 15% Perique into this blend. And I gave it a topping, a rum topping, and the recipe for that I got from Jay Mouton. So I got about 4 ounces in this bag here, and I've got a couple ounces pressing in this bad boy here. So we're gonna get a crumble cake out of that. That should be nice. I remember enjoying the heck out of it when I made it the last time, but my wife and daughter didn't really enjoy the room note on that one. Another thing I got into, and God knows why, but I don't know if you've ever heard of smoking herbs, smokable herbal mixtures. This one is Honey Rose Farmer's Blend. Now I know that Eddie Gray over at the Pipe Nook did a video on this particular blend years and years ago. It smells wonderful. It doesn't smell so good when it's burning, but in the pouch it really smells awesome. It smells like tea. This one here in particular is marshmallow leaves, red clover flowers, rose petals, matured in honey with added fruit juices and vanilla topping for a rich blend. It's very light smoking. I wouldn't consider it rich by any means, but kind of enjoyable. Another one I picked up was Bear Blend, and this is the Moon Blend. One thing I was surprised about is there's actually a warning on the back. It said, not for sale to minors, do not operate heavy machinery, may cause allergic reactions, do not use during pregnancy. It's tobacco-free, nicotine-free, and additive-free. This one contains red raspberry, mullein, rose petals, mugwort, lavender, damiana, passion flower, motherwort, catnip, St. John's wort, and holy basil. Now I did look up those individual components, and the damiana in here is probably why the reason for the warning. They do say that it does give kind of effects like THC. It can give you like a euphoric, calming. This stuff here is super neat. It's like, it feels like dryer lint, but you can see the big rose petals in there. All right, and that's going to bring me to my next segment, so stay tuned for that. But smoking this, it stinks. It smells like incense, and I believe that this is actually a ceremonial smokable herb, probably a Native American type tradition. But I could really get the rose petals out of this, and that gave me an idea. So I went onto Amazon and I ordered some food grade rose petals. Now the thing with these blends here, these smokable herbs, supposedly you can make a tea out of them as well. You don't have to smoke them to get the effects, and I would imagine that you would get more effects out of something like this if you drank it in a tea as opposed to smoking it, because when you burn stuff, you really don't get the medicinal effects out of things like that. However, I tasted the rose petal and I really enjoyed it, and I thought to myself, you know what, that would probably be good in the tobacco. So what I did, and I call this my St. Valentine's Day mixture. Basically it is 4 parts unsweetened black Cavendish, 4 parts Sutliff chocolate truffle, and 1 part rose petals. You can see, looks pretty neat. The rose petals go a long way. A little bit goes a long way. I had to tweak the mixture just a little bit to get it where I wanted it. Very enjoyable, very cool smoking, and the rose petals just add that little bit of something to it. You can see here, well, maybe not. There's my label, my St. Valentine's Day mixture. Get a little Al Capone on the label. Little play on words. Anyway, I know this is going on. We're on 15 minutes now already. And there's just one more thing that I wanted to cover with you, or share with you. Some of you may or may not know, about a week, actually maybe going back 2 or 3 weeks now, Pipes and Cigars had an Esoterica drop. And I was able to get my hands on some. Now, let me stop you right there. Because I know a lot of you hate pipes and cigars. I get it. I personally have never had any negative interactions with their company. In fact, I've had on a couple occasions, if I've ordered it early enough in the morning, I've had it the next day. Bethlehem, PA, I think is in what, southeastern PA. I live in Western New York, and I get into work, fire up my computer, sit there with my coffee. I know exactly what I'm ordering. Go ahead and just place the order before I get working, and it's on my front porch the next day. I have never ever had any issues with them. The only issue that I had with them once with ordering, and it wasn't even with them, I was tracking my package. It went from Bethlehem, PA to Rochester, New York, to the main hub in Buffalo, back to Rochester, and then out to New Jersey for some reason before it came back to Rochester, then Buffalo, then my local. That wasn't their fault. That was the post office fault. And another thing, I know a lot of people are like, they're just sick of the hype, the Esoterica hype. Are there blends out there that are good replacements for the most part? Yeah, there are. I don't want to overpay for a tobacco if I don't have to. I got this 8-ounce bag, and I haven't even shown you what it is yet. But I got this 8-ounce bag for with tax and shipping, I think $50. My local brick and mortar does have Esoterica typically in stock in Germain's, but an 8-ounce bag is going to set me back $70 at the local brick and mortar because of New York State taxes. I will not pay what people are asking for on Facebook and other social media outlets. Is it worth the hype? Maybe, maybe not. Are there suitable replacements out there? Yes. I will say with one exception, and that be Stonehaven. I have not found a replacement, an exact replacement for Stonehaven. I've got some Stonehaven up in the cellar there. I've got an 8-ounce bag, and I've got a couple jars squirreled away that I dip into once in a while. But yeah, I will pay that $70 at my local brick and mortar if he's got an 8-ounce bag of Stonehaven. And usually I've developed a good enough relationship with him where usually when he gets it in, he knows that I want it. He'll hold a bag for me. Anyway, I asked him what they had over at Pipes and Cigars, and I ended up scoring a bag of St. Ives. It is an English crossover. If you know me, you know I'm not a big Latakia guy. I don't even know what to expect. I think this is categorized as an aromatic, but it does have Latakia in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up right now, and we'll see. Okay. I'm getting that. Get the Latakia right off the rip. But there is the fruit. I do smell something real fruity in here too. A little fruity, a little musty maybe. Let's see here. It's like a big solid chunk in here. This video is running long enough, so I'm not going to keep you on this. But I was going to go out and smoke it. There was just other things I wanted to share with you guys. But, yeah, it's definitely damp. I'm probably going to jar some of it up and stow it away. And I'll smoke the rest. But, interesting. I'll have to do a review on this. But that's for another video, because we're running too long as it is. Half of you have probably already gone on to another video by now. Anyway, that's all I got. I just wanted to share some things with you guys. I know it's been a while, and I'm finally getting out of my funk, getting back into the swing of things, getting motivated again. And anyway, everybody be safe out there. Be kind to each other. Do something nice for a stranger. And you know what? If a stranger does something nice for you, pay it forward. It really does make a difference. And with everything that's going on these days, we really need that kind of stuff going on. That's all I got, folks. Until next time, we'll talk soon. Bye. You're back. You probably know what that means. Secret giveaway time. I know there's a couple other secret giveaways going on right now. I'm not going to tell you who is doing them because they're secrets. But I've been a while since I've done a giveaway. I showed you some of the cool stuff that I got over the past couple weeks. And I'm going to give some of that stuff away. All right. So, to start with, we'll go in reverse order here. 2 ounces of the St. Ives. I'm going to take 4 ounces of this. I'm going to jar it up and cellar it. 2 ounces I'm going to take for myself and smoke it now. And 2 ounces of it I'm going to give to one of you. I showed you the plug that I have pressing of my red rum cake. I'm going to give you, I think I got a 1 or an ounce and a half plug right now in there. That's going to go to one of you. I'm going to give you a little bit of my St. Valentine's Day mixture. If you're interested in trying it, and I won't include it unless you are, I'll throw in some of these smokable herbs. They're not bad. They're quite enjoyable, actually. This one more so than this one. This one I really like. But there's a lot. There's more than I'll ever smoke in this thing. And finally, well, maybe not finally, because you know me, I'll throw a bunch of stuff in there. I'll throw in one of these dated nail tampers once I get the end forged. Probably throw some other local stuff here from Buffalo. Some wing sauce. You know, once we figure out who wins, I'll get with you and find out what you're into. Maybe I'll throw in some of my honey, maybe some of my hot sauces if that's what you're into. Some more of my homemade tampers, whatever. Who knows? Anyway, how do you enter? Well, because it's a secret giveaway, I don't want you to say I'm in or, you know, I want in on the giveaway. What I'm going to have you do, all you got to do is real easy. No VRs, no nothing like that. Just comment below. But in your comment, you have to include the words Esoterica St. Ives. And I want it all in caps. So I'll put it right here, right now. Okay. Esoterica St. Ives in all capital letters. That way I know that you hung out to the end and that you are entering into the giveaway. I don't know how long I'm going to run this giveaway for. You know how the videos go. If you're a presenter, things kind of peter out after a while, week or two. You know, once the views kind of plateau and the comments kind of start petering out, that's when I'll make the decision. But yeah, all you gotta do is comment below. Esoterica St. Ives, all in caps, and maybe you can win. Anyway, I'm gonna go for real this time. Everybody be safe, be kind to each other. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.